Okay, okay. There comes a time.
Okay, scholars, let's talk about angle of depression. Now, we talked about angle of elevation last time. Imagine that this is your eye. Now, you start by looking straight ahead. If you want to look up at something, you need to elevate your gaze by a certain amount. This is called an angle of elevation. Well, an angle of depression is the same thing, except instead of looking up, you're actually looking down at something. Alright, so this angle right here would be an example of an angle of depression. So let's do this problem involving an angle of depression. It looks like a lot of words. Again, the word problem, we take it very slow and break it in chunks in our mind, and that'll help us draw the diagram. We'll go piece by piece. Here we go. A monkey sits in the top of a 40-foot palm tree. Alright, so let's draw a palm tree. There we go. Okay, and we have Mr. Monkey somewhere on the top of that palm tree. Now, this monkey wants to throw a coconut at a monkey sitting on the ground. Alright, so here's the ground. Here's another monkey that is on the ground. Alright, now, the monkey in the tree measures the angle of depression of the monkey on the ground to be 52 degrees. Now, let's see if we can sketch this in. So here's the monkey in the tree, and he starts by looking in a horizontal line. That's how we measure angle of depression or elevation. We always start from a horizontal line. Now, from looking straight out ahead of him to looking down at his adversary there, he needs to shift his eyes down by a certain degree. And that degree is the angle of depression. It is 52 degrees. So we'll label that there. Let's keep going. How far from the base of the tree should he aim his throw? Alright, well, here's the base of the tree. Okay, here's the monkey that he's aiming at. So we want to find this distance right here. So let's just call that x. We forgot to label the height of the tree. That's 40 feet. So this tree is 40 feet above the ground. Alright, so here's what's tricky about an angle of depression problem. Here's our right triangle. You can see that here's our right triangle, and here's our angle of depression. It's outside the right triangle. Oh ho ho, so you got a couple options. Now, if you know triangles well, you would know that this angle right here is 38 degrees, because 38 plus 52 add up to 90. Alright, so we could call that 38, and we could use that angle. Or we could use the fact that this line of sight is parallel to the ground, and we could say that this angle down here is 52 degrees as well. That's what I would recommend doing, just because it's a little bit easier to me. But whatever you want to do. If you want to find this angle, that's totally good too. Alright, so now we have our diagram. Let's just use this angle to work with. We know the opposite side is 40, and we're trying to find the adjacent side. Alright, so you can probably tell that we're going to use tangent again on this one, because we're dealing with opposite and adjacent sides to our angle, so we use tangent. Alright, so let's do it. We'll set up an equation. We'll say tangent of 52 degrees is equal to opposite side, which is 40, over the adjacent side, which we don't know. It's just x. Now we just have to do a little bit of algebra. Let's cross multiply. X times tangent of 52 is equal to 40 times 1, which is 40. And then to get x all by itself, we just need to divide by tangent of 52 on both sides. So they'll cancel out over here, and we're left with x is equal to 40 divided by tangent of 52. Just plug that into your calculator, see what you get. We'll get 31.25. Let's just round it to 31.3 feet. Alright, so this monkey up here in the top of the tree, he needs to aim his coconut 31.3 feet away from the base of the tree. and he'll get his enemy down there. So that's an example of a trig problem, kind of a crazy trig problem, I'll admit, using angles of depression.